Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with my countdown of my top 50 box sets and reissues for 2023, and this is the final instalment. We've gone from 50 to 40 to 30 to 20, and now it's the top 10. So please subscribe, ring that little bell, become a patron, a YouTube member, become part of the friendliest, most positive music community on planet Earth. Well, that's what I'm trying to do anyway. But this has been a journey and a half, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far. But this is my top 10 now, box sets and reissues for 2023. And I know if you make sure you've got your popcorn ready. I know for those of you who've already watched 4 videos in this series, this is the final. This is the show finale on this until next year. And who knows what box sets will emerge during the next 12 months. Anyway, without further ado, oh, you have subscribed, haven't you? You have? Are you sure? You just ring that little thing, press that button, ring that little bell. Done it? Good. Here we go then. At number 10 is Jethro Tull. Broadsword and the Beast. How we waited for this. I've done a separate video on this, which you can watch at your leisure. And all of my Super Deluxe editions for Jethro Tull are all in a playlist. But my God, was this great. 8 discs. Those books. Look, record companies around the world, bands with your legacy of back catalogue stuff. This is what fans want. This is what looks good on your bookcase. You don't need to make everything in different shapes, sizes and boxes, which causes havoc for those of us who live with other people in our homes where we're going to store them. This is perfect. And how is it amazing? It's amazing because the amount of outtakes, the associated recordings, they sound just as good as the tracks that are on the album. My God, should it have been a double or what? The only thing missing was visual content of a concert from Germany, perhaps. But the demos, the live concert, it sounds great. Absolutely fantastic. There were a few niggles with how you got the CDs out because, let's be honest, there were so many discs in this set. It could be problematic for you to in much of a hurry. But watch my video, which gives hints on how to do that. But these box sets from Jethro Tull, the detail, literally, apart from saying what sandwiches they had every day on the recording of the album and which catering company they used, there's nothing left to cover. They are absolutely brilliant. Jethro Tull, Broadsword and the Beast, the Monster Edition, absolutely amazing. Next, at number 9, as we count down to number 1, is Gregg and Magical. This is what I said earlier in one of the previous episodes in this, that the hardback book raises the game on how you feel when you spend like £80 to £100 on a box set. This has a hardback book. This is Gregg's solo albums. There's live CDs. There's the live Magical with Keith Emerson, which I'm going to mention twice in this video, which you'll see why in a moment. But this has got some beautiful photographs, candid photographs from his family, from his wife and daughter, and the love to this guy. I haven't done a video on this yet, but I will be doing a proper breakdown and video very, very soon. It arrived just before Christmas, so I didn't have time. But just looking at it and playing a few things from it, I just knew it was going to be in the top 10. It's just gorgeous. It's absolutely a fantastic box set, and the voice, a bit like another man who's about to appear in my top 10. But Gregg's voice is like velvet. It's like melting chocolate. It's just sits and caresses your heart and your emotions. It's just beautiful music from a really missed musician and human being. That's Gregg and Magical at number 9. Joined at the hip, perhaps, because it's Keith Emerson is sitting at number 8. 22 CDs in this, whereas the how much was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in Gregg's album? There's 22 CDs, and so packing these all together meant there was lots of fold-out folders with the CDs in, and a softback book. I would have liked it to have been a hardback book, really, for the price point. But musically, it's 22 CDs. I'm going to do a separate video on this. and I'll talk about any things I felt could be better. Well, I suppose the one thing I would say is that you have to get the book out to see what track it is it's playing on a CD, because it's not, the track listing isn't anywhere on the actual back of the folders, which would have been handy. But I've listened to Beyond the Stars, which is an orchestral tribute to Keith Emerson's music. And Keith Emerson should be recognised as a classical composer. The people from the rock world had a hard time with the kind of snobbiness of classical music in the 70s and 80s and beyond. It's only in recent years that, you know, Classic FM and that have started to include people like John Lord, etc. Keith Emerson's Piano Concerto is a masterpiece. The amount of classical pianists who became that, who went down that route as a career because of Keith Emerson, is huge. But this set gives you that overview of literally this period of his life, from the early years, but also mainly his solo albums, which are absolutely brilliant. Now, there is a doubling up on one album, which is live from Manticore Hall, which is also on the Gregg Lake set, which is why I said they joined at the hip. But, and so if you buy both, you have two of those. But other than that, they are absolutely fantastic. Separate reviews coming up for both of those very, very soon. Next, number 7 is another one from Cooking Vinyl. Just trying to work out where I'd put it. And it is Billy Bragg. As I said earlier, Cooking Vinyl, I call Cooking Vinyl, but they do great CD sets as well. And this is a great CD set. Now, Amazon, mistakenly, when they described this, made out as if the CDs didn't include everything, all the albums. They do. 14 CDs. This entire career packed full of music, 80 minutes literally every disc, with every single B-side, BBC session, everything you'd want. But what made this box set so special, and again there's a separate video so already in place, so you can go and watch that straight away, was the booklet. A booklet put together showing all of Billy Bragg's memorabilia, a booklet album size that goes through his whole life, with lots of intimate and things that you wouldn't have thought of, didn't know about him, that really draws you in to be connected to this guy. And yeah, you might know him as the angry man with his acoustic guitar, talking about the miners' strike, but as it goes through his career, it just moves out in so many different directions, and the music is beautiful. So as I said, number 7 in my box set reissue of the year has got to be Billy Bragg, The Roaring 40, 1983 to 2023. Absolutely a stunning set, brilliant execution, absolutely fabulous. Number 6 is more soul in my year review. God, this is good. Whereas the Billy Bragg one was a CD box set, album size, this is a vinyl set. Obviously vinyl size. Aretha Franklin, The Portrait of the Queen, 1970 to 1974, 6 vinyl albums with a 6th album of session tracks. What makes this so special? Poly-lined inner sleeves, beautiful pressings, a booklet. Again, I'm a sucker for any vinyl set that comes with a booklet now, with track-by-track analysis by experts in the field. And again, I think Aretha Franklin's kind of a state, or very sensitive or cagey about what they let out and how often. But, you know, these albums, The Girls in Love with You, Spirit of the Dark, which has got a fantastic version of B.B. King's Thriller's Gone. Again, I could easily go on here. I've done a separate review, so I must stop myself. But this is a superb set. And as I said, that is sitting at number 6 in my top box sets and reissues of 2023. So what's at number 5? The heaviest box set in my collection. I don't mean metal. Physically, the heaviest set. And it is The Who, Who's Next, Lifehouse. I've done a massive video on this, talked about my history towards the album, so you can watch that at your leisure. You know there's been a journey to get to this because I had a problem with a faulty booklet to start with. And of course there was the price point. Some of you paid 250 quid, some of you paid £200, some of you paid 195. Some of you paid 150, 125, 95, 60 from Finland, including postage. That caused havoc. And of course, you know, there were other things that went along with this package that caused havoc. But price aside, there's no denying it is a piece of art. It is a masterpiece. You know, some people said the graphic novel, well, he's going to look at that more than once. You just will. If you're a fan of this album, it's part of the story, and understand Pete's passion wanting to include everything. The 5.1 mix from Stephen Wilson, the extra long version of 515 Relay joined together. It's great. It really is. It really is a superb set. And I can tell you this, and I know most, if you got it for a cheap price, well done you. But I'm happy with what I paid. I paid 195, so you know. And I know people who paid even more than that, and they're still saying it's up there in their top 3 box sets of the year. It's fantastic. Watch the video, but all the details are there. But that is number 5. At number 4... Thin Lizzy, Life and Dangerous, and I'm soon going to be releasing a podcast where I've talked to the guy who's actually mixed this for this set. It was so long ago I thought it must have been last year, but it wasn't. It didn't come out till January, February, and I hesitated about whether I should order it, and it vanished. It was sold out within 24 hours, and I thought I'd never ever get a copy. It became a running joke in the Facebook group, and now I have it. About £65. You can still get it if you're quick. It's brilliant. A classic album becomes a classic box set. And one of the things in the podcast I'm doing, you'll see how many overdubs really were done. And when you listen to the raw concerts, again, a bit like Hawkwind, all these concerts that were taken to form this classic album, that just sound absolutely amazing. What a band. What a band. Hardback book. You know, 8 discs. Perfectly priced, lots of memorabilia. As I said, I thought I'd missed out on it, so how did I feel when I got it? Over the moon. Over the moon, as so many of you went and found this when it came out again. Remember, there's not going to be fanfares and things that repress, they'll just creep out. You've got to be quick off the mark. But Live and Dangerous, Thin Lizzy, is at number 4 in my top 50 box sets and reissues. Can you have too many versions of Warriors? No. So number 3 is Mott the Hoople, a single album box set. It's £125. I think it's sold out within 2 days, but there is a repressing going on as far as I understand at the time of doing this. It's from Madfish Records. I've done a separate review on this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail now. But this is a classic example of how you put something together for the fans of the band. It's a multi-format box. I'm a multi-format guy. I'm a multi-format channel. So you have a double vinyl album. The second album has the outtakes and the rare tracks on, etc. You have the 2 CDs sitting inside the hardback book, a media book. You have a memorabilia pack full of lots of goodies and stuff. And it's a box set like this job is that, and you look at it, you fall in love with the album at a deeper level than you ever thought was possible. This is a wow factor, and I'll be honest, that I thought, I've got all the young dudes, I've got the CD and these extra tracks on there. I've got Mental Train and I've got 2 Miles from Heaven. I mean, but once you get something like this, and I think £125, again, thinking of The Who, I know it's a bit different level, caliber of sales and stuff, but nevertheless, 125 for this. And the booklet is the book is massive. It could be released on its own. The remastering, the sound, and what's in the book as well. We have to remember this. It's not just putting together lots of pictures and a few old press cuttings. This is a new essay, and it's got everything you'd want. And it's as I say, it's number 3 in my list, and quite rightly so. And again, lots of people I know have gone ahead and got this, are fully in love with it. But that is Mott the Hoople, Dudeology, the 50th anniversary of All the Young Dudes and Madfish Records, sitting at number 3 in my box sets and reissues of the year 2023. So, just 2 to go. And at number 2 is John Wetton, An Extraordinary Life. I think a bit like Gregg, but why this one nudged ahead of Mott the Hoople is because it's got, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 CDs, so 8 discs packed full of information and tracks rather, and 2 full CDs of bonus tracks, tons of stuff. But it's not just that, it's the hardback book again, which is extensive, where all the CDs are in there, but it's the love. I did a podcast with Oliver Wakeman, and what comes across here when you read all the quotes and stories from all the musicians that work with John Wetton, and everybody worked with John Wetton, is how much love there was for the guy. And a bit like Gregg Lake's voice, as I said earlier, Gregg and John Wetton's voices are like chocolate. They're just velvety. They're just... They could sing, John Wetton could sing, you could just pick up a random book or newspaper article and he could have sung it and he would have made you cry. It's just beautiful. Archangel, Battle Lines, Caught in the Crossfire, Welcome to Heaven. Oh, that's brilliant. Rock of Faith. I just knew really when I got this, this forward from Roger Dean. It's an amazing box set from an amazing musician, and I just feel that what draws you in, this is part of a lot of the music here I wasn't that familiar with, but it's the words, the book, the tactile feel of the quality of the pages, the stories, the layout, the design, the execution of it, the way it's been thought through, really draws you in and builds a relationship with a musician who, again, is sadly missed and no longer with us. And as it says here, the box set is dedicated to the memory of John Wetton. Everything about it just says love and positivity. Absolutely wonderful. It's music for now. It's music for these dark times. John Wetton, Extraordinary Life. It's at number 2. At number 1, it couldn't be anything else. And this came in the 11th hour. So I shuffled things around because I thought I got everything sorted. So everything I've said to you was actually being 1 point higher until literally Christmas Day. And that is because Santa brought me this. He brought me a Camel box set, which is Airborn. And it's absolutely amazing. I mean, it's about £150 I paid for this. It is 32 discs. 32 discs. And it has videos, Blu-rays, remixes, 5.1 mixes, some of the finest music, Camel, Mirage, The Snow Goose, Moon Madness, Nude. Listen to the remix of Nude, everybody. It's unbelievable. All the BBC in concert programmes, sessions, everything that made up the original double live album. Remember that from 1977? Was it a live record? Everything where that came from is on here. Stephen W. Taylor has done the remixes and the 5.1 mixes. He's quickly coming up alongside Stephen Wilson, has been an absolute master at that kind of thing. But it's just amazing. Everything. Pressure points in Blu-ray. Great concert, lots of stuff. Again, another enormous coffee table style booklet in a hardback book. I just think this is absolutely stunning. I'm going to do a separate review in more depth, but I've got to obviously work my way through a few more discs yet. But this just sailed past everything else because of what was in it, how it had been put together, the price point, and well, everything about it. As I said, with these kind of charts, it's more than just the music, because the music we've known for many, many years. It's how it's been packaged to us, the fans, to consider in many cases, repurchasing a lot of this material again. And this has been put together in a way that just says, just take my money. So there we have it. Camel Airborne, number 1 in my 50 box sets, top box sets and reissues of 2023. Well, thank you so much for bearing with me as I've done my countdown from 50 to number 1. It's fantastic to have had you here, and thank you for all of your support over the months and years for many of you, and those of you who've just found me, maybe because of this video. I really, really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and ring that little bell. Check out the website, nowspinning.co.uk, the Facebook group at nowspinning. What am I saying? The Facebook group. It's just called Now Spinning Magazine. You'll find it. And it's full of like-minded people who just love talking about the music in their collections. And everything I do here is to try and shine a light into the darkness of the world we're currently in. So I'll always try and be positive about everything I talk about. I've got the Music and Mental Health series, which rolls out even more in 2024. And if you can support me in any way by becoming a patron or YouTube member, you will see all my videos before they go out to the general public, and lots of exclusive videos that don't go any further than my members as well. Now remember, music is the healer and the doctor. So take care, all of you. Keep spinning those discs, and I shall see you all very, very soon.